In 2020, an investor bought a studio apartment in Meydan. The price per square foot was at 850 dirhams. Now, fast forward to 2025. 5 years later, the same square foot was trending at 1500 dirhams per square feet. That is almost a 60% increase on a studio in just 5 years in the middle of a pandemic. Also kind of a global correction. Now, here is the part that matters the most to you. The entry price in Meydan today is still lower than downtown, Business Bay and Creek Harbour. To remind you, downtown is priced at 2700 to 2850. I'm talking on the average to the low. Then you have Business Bay, which is priced at around 2100 all the way up to 2400, and then you have Creek Harbour, which is from 2400 up to 2600 dirhams. Which means one question: is the same opportunity still available right now in Meydan? Let's answer that today with real numbers. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to do with that information that you're about to impart with. Here is the assumption most people make about Meydan. Now, when you hear Meydan, the first thing that comes to your mind is race course, expensive hotel, luxury, luxury, luxury. Many people think that this is only made for the wealthy, or this is made for people who have already made their millions and billions in Dubai. The reality is the opposite. Meydan is one of the only areas in Dubai where you can still own a property at 8 minutes from Dubai Mall for under 1 million dirhams. That is the counterintuitive truth about Meydan. The brand feels premium, the entry price is still accessible, and that gap between perception and price is exactly where the opportunity lives. Meydan is not just one building. It is 47 million square foot master planned city, conceived by His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Rashid Al Maktoum, designed to become one of Dubai's most significant urban districts over the next 2 decades. Now, let's just look at Meydan on the map right now. This is our part of our beloved Dubai. Zooming out, you know what these are over here. And let me zoom in to the city center, which is downtown Dubai. We have Dubai Mall, Burj Khalifa, downtown. We have Business Bay around it. We've got Dubai Creek Harbour. We've got the international airport. And this right here is where Meydan stretches out. It sits 8 minutes from downtown Dubai and Dubai Mall, 15 minutes away from Dubai International Airport. It borders Business Bay, Dubai Design District and Ras Al Khor. It is not on the peripheral. It's the geographical center of Dubai's growth corridor. And yet it is still priced as an emerging area because it still is one. Before I get into numbers, I want to talk about something most real estate videos avoid: the cost of waiting. Most people think that not investing is a natural decision. It is not. It is an active choice and it has a price. Dubai's residential price index rose 12.88% year on year as of December 2025, confirmed by Reading using Dubai Land Department data. That means every year you wait, the same property costs you 12 to 13% more to enter. On a 1 million dirham studio in Meydan today, that is approximately 128,800 dirhams additional cost year on year for your delay. Not because the market is speculative, because the demand is structural. Population growth, tax environment, capital inflows, and it is not going away. And while you wait, someone else is collecting 60 to 80,000 dirhams per year in rent on the same studio. Now, that is the money that is not in your account right now. Inaction is not a safe choice in this market. It is the most expensive one that you will make. Now, let me show you the verified numbers of Meydan specifically. approximately a 60% price appreciation in certain communities within Meydan. We're talking about some of them, for example, Azizi Riviera from 2020 to 2025 started at approximately 850 dirhams per square feet and now is trading between 1300 to 1400 dirhams per square feet. That's on the lower side. Then we have approximately 35% plus. Now, if we look at Meydan as a whole and you look at the average of most of the apartments and the properties over there, the compounded annual growth rate is between 8 to 9% annually. Now, this is my favorite number, 39 to 46% rental value growth in Meydan in 2024, the highest here in Dubai. Now, this was confirmed by Deloitte. And the next number is 6.5 to 7.1%. Now, these are the gross rental yields of studios and one beds. Now, again, this number is on the average to lower side. I myself have seen rentals go up to around 9 to 10% in certain studios. Now, the rental growth number deserves to stop for a moment over there. This one right here, 39 to 46% year-on-year rental increase. That is not a Dubai-wide average. That is Meydan specifically, named in Deloitte's official 2025 Dubai Real Estate Predictions Report as of one of the top 2 areas in the entire emirate for rental value growth. To put that in context, if you had a tenant paying you 55,000 dirhams a year in 2023 for a studio, by 2024, the market rate of the same unit would have moved to 75 to 80,000. That is not marginal improvement. That is a fundamental different yield on the same asset. Now, the capital growth story is equally clear. Villas, gated communities in Meydan that were priced at 1,200 per square feet in 2020 are now transacting at 1,800 dirhams per square feet. The border area compounding annual growth rate of 8 to 9% a year has been consistent. It's not a spike, not a one-year phenomenon. Now, I want to show you the comparison. This is the moment in the video. We look at area first. We look at the average price, which is going to be in price per square foot, and then we look at what's the distance to Dubai Mall and the metro. Dubai downtown, approximately 2,800 is what I'm going to catch in terms of the pricing at the moment. Distance to Dubai Mall is 0. Metro, again, they do have a metro. The next one we look at Business Bay, approximately around 2,200 from average to below average, right? Now, how far is it from Dubai Mall? Approximately 5 minutes, give or take. Does it have its own metro? Yes, it does. The next one we look at Dubai Creek Harbour. Approximate pricing in Dubai Creek Harbour, 2450. Right? This is a good solid average pricing. Now, how far is it from Dubai Mall? It's approximately 10 minutes because you have to get out, you have to get on a bridge, and then you have to come onto Ras Al Khor Road, and then you have to take all those turns and stuff like that. Now, metro, does it have a metro? Yes, it is planned. It doesn't have a metro yet, but it is planned. It's actually, the construction has already started. It's going to be extending from Jeddah to Dubai Creek Harbour. Next one, we have Dubai Design District, D3. The average pricing of Dubai Design District is also approximately 2,300 on an average. How far is it from Dubai Mall? We look at approximately 10 minutes. Because of its location, we have to take multiple flyovers. Now, we do have a metro planned. Now, the last one, let's look at Meydan. All right. The average pricing right now, price per square foot, again, it's before the appreciation curve. I still feel we have some time. We have a runway for that. But the approximate pricing is around 1,700 dirhams. It does go up depending on the type of units because there's such a vast selection of opportunities there. But I'm going to be at an average of approximately 1,700 dirhams. How far is it from Dubai Mall? It is approximately 8 to 10 minutes. There is one flyover that you take and you're on a lane highway and you're in. Now, in terms of metro, again, it is planned. It's not confirmed yet. There is information online floating around that it's going to be ready in 2029. Now, you look at the last column, you look at Meydan doesn't have its metro access yet. Now, that is where I feel personally that the gap exists at the moment. However, if you look at the price points and the properties and the kind of caliber that people live there, I don't really think they need a metro. However, it will definitely add to the value. Now, you look at the areas above it, you have downtown, you have Business Bay. Now, downtown and Business Bay already have their own metro stations. They got that a long time ago. And if you look at the properties, now the properties around the metro station automatically repriced. That price lock-in is already there for Meydan's neighbors, but it has not happened for Meydan yet. Dubai government's metro expansion program includes a planned connectivity to the Meydan corridor as a part of the broader network growth initiative. When that connectivity arrives, and it will, Meydan will no longer be priced like an area without a metro. It will be priced like an area with a metro. Investors who position themselves before that happens are buying that gap before it closes. The metro is one catalyst, but it is not the only one. Let me walk you through what is coming for Meydan, because the pipeline here is unlike anything else in Dubai right now. Now, the Meydan racecourse, live and operating, the home of Dubai World Cup, the world's richest horse race at $12 million prize money. 14 race meetings every season, international high net worth visitors, global media, luxury event demand. Now, this already drives the premium short-term rental activity across the district. The infrastructure and the brand recognition are fully established now. We also have the Nadal Shiba Mall. It's open. Meydan's community retail anchor is operational. The gap that existed 3 years ago, great location but no amenities, no longer applies. The day-to-day infrastructure is in place right now. Now, let's talk about what is upcoming. The Meydan 1 Mall, one of the world's largest malls, a 1 kilometer indoor ski slope, approximately, I think, an 8.2 kilometer crystal lagoon, a 420 meter dancing fountain, over 600 shops and 100 restaurants, a 60,000 capacity civic plaza, a retractable roof that opens in the winter. Every major mall activation in Dubai history has driven significant property value growth in surrounding communities. Now, this is the largest of all of them. Let's talk about what is planned in Meydan. Dubai Metro, Meydan corridor connectivity, currently without metro access, which is a single biggest reason for the pricing gap versus equivalent central areas. Every area in Dubai that gained a metro station saw significant appreciation in the years that followed. Meydan's connectivity is coming as a part of the government's network expansion. That discount window is open now. Let's talk about the full activation of Meydan Horizon. There's 185 hectares, a 2-kilometer canal through the center of 4 lagoons, 4 kilometers of waterfront promenade, 500 hotel rooms, designed for a population of 72,000 residents at completion. Dubai Holdings and RTA have committed significant road access investment to support this development. Not speculative, active construction. Let's fast forward a little bit more. Let's talk about Dubai 40 urban master plan. Meydan as a central node. The entire MBR city, of which Meydan is a core, is planned for 286,000 residents at full build-up. Let's talk about what is to come. Let's talk about Dubai 2040, the urban master plan. Now, the entire MBR city, and a little bit of that as well. The entire MBR city, of which Meydan is the center, it's the core. It is planned for approximately 286,000 residents at full build out, 3 metro lines at the internal transit system. This is written into the city's official 20-year growth blueprint. Meydan is not an afterthought. I mean, in that plan at least, it is the centerpiece. Let me be specific, because Meydan covers every investor budget, and that is the right entry point, and that depends on what you are trying to achieve. So it's there for every level of investor. Let's talk about the entry level first, right? Starting at 800,000, going up to 1.3 million. Studios are between your 800 to 1 million mark of planned and even almost ready units. In Meydan, example, we have Meydan Avenue, Azizi Rivera, are some of the sub-communities. Let's talk about 1 bedrooms, starting at 1.1, going up to 1.8. Again, depends on where you're getting these units. Rental income, studios are getting anywhere between 60 to 80,000 dirhams. This is the gross yield of approximately 8.5 to 9%. Now, you also have many flexible payment plans, 60-40, 50-50, 30-70, multiple launches. Now, this is the bracket that mirrors 2020. Same area, different accessible pricing. The catalysts are still ahead of time. Let's talk about mid-range. Between 1.3 to 2.5, 1 bedrooms, premium in low-rise boutique, lagoon view, premium finishes in these projects. You have 2 bedrooms between 1.7 all the way up to 2.4 million. I mean, we can get into more of those details. However, let's look at some of the rental numbers. Now, if we look at your 2-bedroom apartments, in terms of rentals, you're looking at anywhere. Let's compare Business Bay, right? Let's talk about Business Bay. You have 2 bedrooms over here between 100 to 130, 140. Similar rents even now are in Meydan for 2 bedrooms, starting at 130, going up to 160. Now, the rent comparison, I personally think there's no comparison, because you have high-rise buildings in Business Bay, and then you have mid to low-rise buildings in Meydan. That drastically reduces the density. If we look at Business Bay, we look at downtown, these are dense areas. Let's look at golden visa eligibility. 2 million 10-year visa is unlocked. I mean, this is simple. Most of those some 1 bedrooms and many 2 bedrooms have that opportunity for you. Let's look at some of the upper range investments, right? Starting at around 2.5, going up to 8 million. Penthouses, townhouses, you have everything that you'd ever want. Most of these still have the Burj Khalifa views, Zen gardens, sky terraces, luxury townhouses and villas. Yes, you do have the Burj Khalifa view even from Meydan, because it is literally hop, skip and jump. The question that I get asked the most, and I'm going to answer that right now. First, we have off plan in Meydan, and we have ready properties in Meydan. Now, let's talk about entry, right? Studios, say approximately 800,000. Then we look at ready studios, 950 to 1 million at the moment in terms of ready. Now we talk about payment plan. Obviously, you have various different payment plans between 50-50, 60-40, 70-30. So I'm just going to mention them from 50-50 up to 30-70 flexible payment plans. All of them are either mortgage or upfront. And now when we talk about risks for both of these, now in off plan, of course, you have to understand that the construction timeline is usually the risk. That RERA allows a certain timeline as a buffer period in terms of letting the completion. It's like a grace period. It's between 6 months to 1 year. And after that, you start getting sort of a payment or a compensation from the developer on a monthly basis if they haven't completed for any specific reason. I mean, not justified, the reason which are not justified. So over here, I feel the risk is the construction timeline. And if you are looking at any specific property, I'm telling you, you need to only look for RERA certified project. This is just to safeguard you, right? Because over here, they will not take payments from you directly. They'll put it into an escrow account. Let's look at the risk in ready. Now, obviously over here, when you are buying ready, you are going to obviously pay a premium on the property because the person who's already bought it during construction has earned their premium. So you're going to pay a higher price, which means you are going to earn a lower ROI or lower cash flow in terms of rental income, lower ROI, right? Because you're obviously paying a premium on these projects. I think that is one of it. And then, of course, the other risk is it's variable. It depends on what unit you get. Because over here, in off-plan, you get a choice on floor, on view, on layouts, etc. if you get in early. But if you are going in for a ready unit, you only have a few select units that you can look at, and you have to choose from those specific units. So you don't have a lot of choice. So these are the two things from my perspective. We look at the track record. Now, investors in Meydan who've bought in the earlier days, I'm talking around 2021, 2022, and if we look at the investments in 2024, 2025, they have earned upwards of 35% on the total value of their property. So that is the track record that you can see over the last few years. Appreciation, right? Now, obviously, in terms of ready, the track record stays the same, but what we can look at is the income itself. If obviously when you're buying it Rencom, like I told you, the ROI is lower. So over here you can look at approximately 6.5 to a 7%, 6.5 to 7% return on your investment, depending on which unit you take. This is for the mid to lower range units. If you're talking about a higher range units, or if you're talking about the premium class, obviously your rental is going to be lower than that because those units have again appreciated. From an investor's point of view, which of these are best for which type of investor? Now, if you look at the off plan, here it is the best for someone who's looking for capital appreciation and cash flow, someone who understands, or even if you're just looking for capital appreciation, over the next 3 to say approximately 5 years, we're expecting a growth of approximately 30 to 35% or more in the upcoming area, because again, the catalysts are still incoming. So if you buy now, you're obviously buying at the lowest price point in the cycle of these projects. So you're not only going to get the regular capital appreciation, but you're also going to be affected or positively affected by the catalysts that they come in. Over here, this is best for someone who's okay with a lower ROI. However, you want immediate cash flow. It is still positioned strong at 6.5% to 7% because you still have the catalysts incoming. So that number is definitely going to go up in the coming years. The key insight for Meydan specifically, both off-plan and ready buyers are still ahead of the biggest catalysts. Unlike downtown, unlike Business Bay, where the major appreciation drivers have already played out, Meydan's most significant value events, Meydan One Mall, the metro connectivity, the Meydan Horizon activation, they're still incoming. Now, that means even a ready buyer today is positioned in front of the bulk of the upside. There is one dimension of Meydan that almost every investor I speak to has not thought about yet: the events calendar. The Dubai World Cup brings thousands of international visitors to Meydan every single season. The race course hosts 14 race meetings per year. Major fashion events, music concerts, and even corporate activations are built around Meydan's civic infrastructure all year round. Dubai's DTCM short-term rental framework allows any property owner to list on platforms like Airbnb with a permit, of course. For a well-positioned unit in Meydan, near the racecourse or the canal or Meydan 1 Mall, short-term rates can significantly outperform long-term annual yields. Very few areas in Dubai combine a permanent, internationally recognized event calendar with a freehold residential ownership at accessible price points. Meydan is one of them. That combination creates a yield ceiling that most mid-market areas in Dubai cannot match. Let me bring you back to the story I opened with. In 2020, someone I know bought a studio in Meydan at 850 dirhams a square feet. By 2025, it was worth 1,500 dirhams per square feet. That's almost a 60% gain in 5 years. Now, during those 5 years, they collected rent income on top of that appreciation. Today, Meydan is still priced at a meaningful discount to its central neighbors. The rental growth confirmed by Deloitte at 39 to 46% is real. The yield on a studio between 6.5 to 8.5% is real. The infrastructure pipeline, you have Meydan 1 Mall, you have the metro connectivity, you have the Meydan Horizon, is real and it's government backed. Now here is the decision framework I want to leave you with. In 12 months from now, in 12 months, one of the two things is going to be true. Either Meydan will have moved, the metro announcement will have been confirmed, Meydan 1 Mall will be closer to completion, more capital will have flowed in, and the entry price you see today will look like a number people wish they had acted on. Or you will have bought in and you will be collecting yield, watching appreciation, and positioned ahead of every catalyst still to come. One of those outcomes is in your control. The other one, you don't control. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to make sure you have the information to make the right decision yourself. If this video gave you some clarity, subscribe, share it with someone who is serious about building wealth in Dubai. And if you have any questions at all about any of the topics that I have covered, drop it in the comments below. I read all of them myself. And if you want a one-on-one discussion, you will find the Calendly link in the description below. This is Abdul Jibraan. See you next time.